Hello everyone, my name is Maddie Langley, and in this brief video I'm going to be explaining and demonstrating a SDAIE strategy. Now SDAIE stands for Specifically Designed Academic Instruction in English. So these are purposefully chosen activities that we use with our English language learners that really benefit them and give them the boost that they need in class in order to succeed. So the specific strategy that I'm going to be describing today is called TPR, or Total Physical Response. So TPR was first developed by a psychologist named James Asher, and his idea was to learn our second language much the same way that we learned our first language. So because children, when they're small, are able to perform actions commanded by their parents long before the children are able to produce their own language, TPR kind of follows that logic, and students are able to respond using their bodies to language long before they are able to respond verbally. So TPR does involve a multi-sensory processing of language, so students are seeing you perform an action, they're hearing you pair that action with a phrase, and then they are performing that action with their bodies. So it does stimulate visual, auditory, and kinesthetic senses in that way. So it follows the whole idea that children listen, watch, and imitate long before they begin speaking. And they're able to imitate showing their comprehension long before they're able to begin speaking. So that's why it's so beneficial to use TPR with English language learners, because there is an instant understanding of the target language despite academic abilities, linguistic background, educational background. The students are instantly able to understand and respond to the target language. So the three things are that TPR is high speed, because they're able to respond so quickly. It has long-term retention. Students are able to recall this information in the future. And then it is stress-free, because students are able to follow the actions that the teacher is doing, that their classmates are doing, and no one really gets left behind. So now I'm just going to demonstrate how this works. Examples of TPR would be simple. It can begin with simple commands such as stand up or sit down. So if the teacher wants to teach these actions to English language learners, the teacher would begin by performing the actions with the students. So the teacher would say stand up, and along with the students, everyone would stand up. The teacher would say sit down, and then the teacher and the students would all sit down. Once the teacher has repeated this several times, the teacher can now move into testing comprehension by asking the students to perform the action themselves. So now the teacher would say stand up and watch as just the students stand up, or sit down and watch as just the students sit down. So this is a great way for teachers to test how students are comprehending. But a little more fun or interesting ways that teachers can do this is by using storytelling. So after the teacher teaches those actions like I just did, the teacher could then move into telling a story that uses those actions. So I was going to the park one day, and then I sat down on a bench, and while the teacher's telling this story, the teacher has the students sit down. So the students are moving throughout the story to show that their comprehension of the story. Another fun way is to play the simple game of Simon Says. So Simon says to stand up, Simon says sit down, stand up, sit down. That's a really fun game for beginning English language learner students. And then also the Amazing Race is another fun way to use TPR, and that would be something along the lines of the physical response would be, go grab me an object in the classroom that is yellow, and then students would bring that object back to your desk. So if yellow was the idea that you're trying to demonstrate, their physical response would be to go grab something that's yellow. And then lastly, you can do kind of theater or skits, or you can do songs that incorporate actions. And these songs, the words of the song coupled with the physical movement of the students is a great way for them to learn the concepts. So other areas where TPR is used, it's not simply learned in English language development classroom or used in English language development classrooms or even foreign language classrooms. TPR can also be used in math, which is a great subject area to use it because math is oftentimes driven by logic and straightforward thinking, but TPR is a way to bring some creativity into the class. So, moving your arms to show the different areas of a graph, or ideas like that to pair logic with creativity so that both sides of the students' brains are being utilized and challenged. And then science, having the students physically move their bodies to understand concepts like physics is a great way for them to attain those concepts. And then historical events, so remembering events, maybe there's a large battle that the students need to understand, and physically having them move around the room or move around outside will help them retain the information of how that battle worked out, who won, and what strategies that the people use in order to win. So overall, total physical response is a great way to get everyone involved. It's a great way to get the kids moving, but mostly it is great for English language learners to feel comfortable in your classroom and to succeed by showing their comprehension through movement, maybe before they're able to show their comprehension through speaking or writing. Thank you.